Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Yaka Digital Network. We're diving into something pretty amazing today, universal laws and principles.
Mm.
And we thought this would be especially helpful for, our younger listeners.
Yeah,
People on high school, university, young adults
absolutely.
who are maybe wrestling with some of those,
Yeah.
big life questions.
Life's big questions for sure.
So if you know someone who this might resonate with, please share it with them.
Yeah, these laws and principles have been around for centuries,
Yeah.
across so many different cultures, and they offer a way to understand the forces that are shaping our lives, even the ones that we can't see.
It's like a secret code to the universe.
Exactly.
And we're going to crack it open today
Yeah,
with the help of Niall Nicholson's book, All Universal Laws and Principles Governing Life.
great book.
Buckle up.
Yes, get ready. This is where it gets really interesting.
Right.
The book kind of lays out this framework of these laws, starting with one that's pretty fundamental, the law of divine oneness.
Okay.
Yeah,
Divine oneness. Let's unpack that a little bit.
sure.
It sounds a little mystical. What does it actually mean?
It's the idea that everything is interconnected. We're all part of this giant web of energy.
Mm.
And every thought, every action, every feeling we have, it ripples out and affects the whole.
Wow.
Think about it this way. You know that post you share online?
Right.
That seemingly small choice you make, it can have an impact on someone you've never even met, halfway across the world. That's divine oneness in action.
Whoa. So it's not just like this
Yeah.
tiny little island. You're
Mm.
you're part of this bigger
You're part of a much bigger picture.
picture.
Yeah. And that brings us to the law of vibration.
Okay.
So this one says that everything in the universe, from physical objects to thoughts and feelings, is vibrating at a particular frequency.
Hmm. Okay.
So the vibes you're putting out there are attracting similar vibes back to you.
So if I'm feeling stressed and anxious all the time, I'm
Mhm.
actually attracting more stress into my life.
Well, it's not quite that simple,
Okay.
but the principle is definitely there. The law of vibration is really about encouraging us to become aware of our energy
Right.
and to intentionally shift it
Okay.
towards a more positive state.
Hmm.
Think about things like meditation or repeating positive affirmations. These practices can help to raise your vibration
Right.
and attract more positive experiences.
So it's not just about hoping for good things. It's about
Yeah,
creating that energy that attracts.
exactly. You're creating the energy that attracts those things.
Okay.
Now you're getting it. And that takes us to the law of action.
Okay.
This one's all about, it's not enough to just think positive thoughts or visualize what you want.
Right.
You have to actually take concrete steps to make it happen.
So no more daydreaming.
Yeah, get off the couch
Get off the couch.
and make things happen.
All right. So we've got divine oneness, vibration, and action. It's like they all play together.
They do. They're all connected. And that brings us to a law that highlights that connection even more, the law of cause and effect.
Oh.
This is like the classic you reap what you sow principle.
All right.
Every action has a consequence.
Mm.
Every choice ripples outwards.
So it makes you think twice about the choices you make, doesn't it?
Absolutely. It
Yeah.
makes you realize those choices have a real impact,
Mm.
not just on you, but on everything around you.
Right.
Now let's shift gears a little bit and explore the law of correspondence. This one is often summarized as above, so below.
Mm.
And it suggests that the principles governing the physical world also apply to the spiritual realm.
Okay, so can you give me an example of how that plays out in real life?
Sure. Think about how a tiny seed, planted in the ground,
Right.
it has this potential to grow into a beautiful flower.
Yeah.
Well, that's a reflection of how your inner potential can blossom when it's nurtured.
Mhm.
With care and intention. Your thoughts and beliefs are like the seeds.
Right.
Your actions are the nourishment.
Okay.
And your experiences are the flowers that bloom.
It's like you're tending a garden.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a beautiful analogy.
So it makes you think about the potential we all have within us, right?
Yeah.
Just waiting to be nurtured.
Okay, so speaking of nurturing, let's talk about the law of compensation.
Okay.
What's that all about?
This law suggests that positive actions, thoughts, and intentions often lead to positive outcomes and blessings.
So it's like the universe is keeping score, but in a good way.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
It's not about expecting a reward for every good deed.
Right.
It's more about understanding that putting that positive energy out there, it tends to attract positive energy back.
Okay, so we've got, divine oneness, vibration, action, cause and effect, compensation. We're hitting all the big ones. What else?
Well, there's the law of perpetual transmutation of energy, which basically says we all have this inherent power to change our lives by transforming our inner energy.
So you mean it's not just about attracting things from the outside, it's about changing something within.
Exactly. You've got it.
Okay.
It's about recognizing that you have the ability to shift your vibrational frequency, to move from negativity or stagnation to a state of positivity and growth. You're not just a victim of circumstance, you have the power to create change from within.
That's incredibly empowering. It's like you get to choose.
You do. You always have a choice.
Wow, that's a good reminder.
And that choice is always available. Now, this leads us nicely to the law of relativity,
Okay.
which reminds us that our perspective plays a huge role in how we experience life. No matter how challenging your situation might seem, someone out there is always facing something even tougher.
So it's like a call to cultivate gratitude,
Yeah.
to keep things in perspective,
Exactly.
and to remember that our perceptions shape our reality.
They really do. And by shifting our focus from what we lack
Okay.
to what we have, we can actually transform our experience of life.
This is already giving me so much to think about.
There's a lot to unpack, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But we're just getting started.
Okay.
There are even more laws waiting to be explored,
Okay.
each one offering a unique perspective on how to navigate life and create a reality that's aligned with your deepest desires.
All right, let's keep going. I'm ready for more.
Let's do it. Welcome back, everyone. We're going to keep diving even deeper into these universal laws and principles.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm ready to keep exploring.
Great.
So in part one, we were talking about how our perspective shapes our reality.
Yeah.
Does the book offer any guidance on how to actually shift our perspective, like especially when things feel tough?
It does. The law of polarity is a great tool for this.
Okay.
It highlights this duality of everything in the universe. Light and dark, good and bad, hot and cold.
So
It's
it's
like-
sides of the same thing.
Yeah, like yin and yang.
Exactly.
It makes me think about, the book talks about rhythm and cycles, too.
Yeah.
How does the law of rhythm tie into all this? It's all connected, right? The law of rhythm suggests that everything in the universe kind of moves in these cycles, like
Sure.
waves in the ocean. There are periods of growth and expansion,
Right.
followed by periods of rest and contraction.
Like breathing in, breathing out.
Exactly, like breathing in and breathing out.
So when I'm going through a really challenging phase,
Yeah.
it's not a sign that I've messed up or done something wrong. It's just like a natural part of the cycle.
Exactly. It's just part of the cycle. It's an invitation to surrender to the flow, right?
Okay.
To honor both the highs and the lows, knowing that everything is in constant flux.
Yeah.
Change is the only constant, right?
That's actually really comforting. It makes you think that
Yeah.
things are always changing, even when it feels like you're stuck.
Exactly. And speaking of change, let's talk about the law of gender.
Okay.
This one emphasizes the balance of masculine and feminine energies within each of us and within the universe as a whole.
So it's not about...
It's not about gender identity as we understand it in society,
Yeah.
It's more about these two fundamental forces that are necessary for creation and growth.
So finding that sweet spot between action and receptivity, logic and intuition, giving and receiving.
Exactly. It's about recognizing and honoring the unique qualities of both those masculine and feminine energies and striving for that balance that supports your overall well-being. It's about integrating both sides of yourself.
Okay, so we've covered divine oneness, vibration, action, cause and effect, compensation, perpetual transmutation of energy, relativity, polarity, rhythm, and gender.
Wow, that's a lot.
Is there anything else?
Just one more law, and it's a big one.
Okay.
Free will.
Ooh, that's a big one.
It is, right.
Yeah.
The law of free will reminds us that we have the power to choose our thoughts, our
Ah.
actions, and ultimately our destiny.
So we're not just puppets on a string,
Yeah. No, we have agency.
but that's a lot of responsibility.
It is.
Yeah.
We are constantly creating our reality through the choices we make.
Right.
So it's about making conscious choices that are aligned with our values and our vision for our lives.
Okay, so these laws paint a really incredible picture of how the universe works
Yeah.
and our place within it.
Right.
But I'm curious,
Yeah.
does the book go beyond, like, explaining these laws? Does it give us any practical advice on how we can actually apply them to our lives?
It does. In fact, chapter 2 is called What You Need to Keep in Mind.
Okay.
And it's all about offering that practical guidance for living in alignment with these universal laws.
Awesome. So what are some of the key takeaways from that chapter? I'm really interested to hear anything that might be especially helpful for young adults who are trying to
Yeah.
figure things out.
Well, one of the first things the book emphasizes is that love is the most powerful force in the universe.
Okay.
It says that living a life that's filled with love is essential for true happiness and fulfillment.
I love that.
It sounds simple, but it's such a profound message.
It is.
And the chapter goes on to talk about the importance of having a positive outlook.
Right.
It reminds us that our thoughts and beliefs shape our reality. So choosing to focus on the good can make a huge difference.
So even when things are tough,
Yeah,
it's important to try to find that silver lining, right? To look for the good.
exactly. It's not about ignoring the challenges. It's
Yeah.
about choosing to focus on the things that empower you and move you forward.
So what about taking action? We talked about the law of action earlier, but does the book go into how to actually do that in our daily lives?
It does. It emphasizes the importance of setting ourselves free from those limiting beliefs
Hmm.
and taking steps towards our dreams.
Okay.
It encourages us to identify the things that are holding us back,
Yeah.
those negative thoughts, those fears, and to actively choose to move beyond them.
So taking those dreams we have and turning them into goals,
Yeah.
and then taking steps each day to move closer to those goals.
Yeah, exactly. It's about recognizing that you have the power to create the life you want,
Hmm.
but that power comes from within. The book encourages you to listen to your intuition,
Okay.
to trust that inner voice that's guiding you.
Yeah, that's so important, especially for young adults who are
Right.
still trying to figure out
Absolutely.
who they are and what they want.
Yeah, it is. And it's a message that's repeated throughout the book. You have everything you need within you. You have the power, the wisdom, the creativity.
Wow.
It's all there just waiting to be unlocked.
That's really inspiring. What else does the book tell us to keep in mind?
Well, it highlights the importance of helping others.
Okay.
It says that contributing to the well-being of others is a key ingredient for a fulfilling life.
So it's not just about focusing on our own success.
Right.
It's about making a positive impact on the world around us.
Exactly. It's about recognizing that we're all connected, that we're all part of this web of life.
Hmm.
And when we help others, we're not just helping them, we're helping ourselves.
Which goes back to the law of divine oneness.
Exactly. It all comes full circle.
Yeah, I love it.
And another key principle that's highlighted in the book is the importance of embracing your individuality.
Okay.
It encourages you to be true to yourself,
Right.
to express your unique gifts and talents, and to contribute your unique perspective to the world.
So there's no one else quite like you, and that's something to really celebrate.
Absolutely. Your individuality is your superpower.
I love that.
The book also encourages continuous learning, to never stop exploring, never stop growing.
Have a curious mind.
Yes. And along with learning, the book emphasizes the importance of truthfulness,
Okay.
being honest with yourself and others,
Yeah.
living with integrity.
Honesty is a foundation for everything.
Well said. And finally, the book reminds us that nothing is impossible.
Ooh, I like that one.
If you can dream it, you can achieve it.
It's a message of hope.
It is. It's a message of hope and empowerment.
Yeah, that's a great message to end on.
It is.
We have unlimited potential within us.
We do. And these principles are really a powerful framework for navigating life. But the book goes even deeper,
Okay.
exploring specific concepts and practices that can help you apply these principles in your daily life.
Okay, I'm ready to hear more about those.
All right, should we dive into the next chapter?
Let's do it. Okay, so let's get into those deeper concepts from the later chapters.
Right, yeah.
What else did Nicholson explore?
So chapters 3, 4, and 5, those go into some really fascinating insights
Okay.
about how these laws play out, in our everyday experiences. Like chapter 3 dives deeper into the law of attraction.
Okay.
And it suggests it's not just about consciously desiring things,
Right.
but it's also about the energy we're projecting all the time, even unconsciously.
So it's like we're always sending out signals, and the universe is responding in kind.
Exactly. You're always sending out those signals.
That's kind of daunting.
It is a call to greater self-awareness, for sure. Because our vibration, which is a mix of our conscious and unconscious energies,
Yeah.
that acts like a magnet. And, if you're constantly radiating negativity, guess what you're going to attract?
More negativity.
More negativity, right. But the good news is
Okay.
you can consciously shift that vibration.
So how do we do that? How do we become more aware of what we're sending out?
Yeah.
And then start changing it?
Well, that's where practices like meditation and affirmations come in.
Yeah.
Meditation can really help you quiet the mental chatter
Right.
and tune in to your deeper self.
Mm.
And then affirmations are like positive self-suggestions
Okay.
that can help to reprogram your subconscious mind.
So by intentionally shifting our inner state,
Yeah,
we can start to change what's happening outside of us.
exactly. It's like taking control of the remote control for your life.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, so what other fascinating concepts did these later chapters have?
Well, chapter 3 also introduces the law of request. And it basically says if you want help from the universe or, spiritual guides, higher powers, whatever resonates with you, you have to ask for it.
So it's not enough to just wish for things
Right.
or hope for things. You have to actually say it.
You got to articulate those desires. Ask for assistance.
Okay.
The universe is always there to support you,
Hmm.
but it needs a clear signal, right,
Okay.
of what you're seeking.
So be direct.
Be direct, be clear,
Okay.
align your thoughts and feelings with your desires.
I like that.
It's like placing a clear order to the cosmic kitchen.
Okay, yeah. What other stuff did you find in these later chapters?
Well, chapter 4 introduces this idea of the mirror principle,
Ooh.
and it suggests that the people and experiences that we attract into our lives, they're actually reflections of our inner inner state.
Hold on. You mean everyone I meet is showing me something about myself? Even the
Yeah.
people I don't like?
That's the idea.
Wow.
It's an invitation to look at your relationships with a new lens. So instead of blaming or judging others, right?
Right.
Ask yourself, what is this person mirroring back to me?
Okay.
What lesson am I meant to learn from this interaction?
That's a powerful perspective shift.
It is, right?
It makes you realize that it all comes back to you.
It does. It puts the responsibility for your experiences squarely back on your own shoulders.
Okay, so that might be a little uncomfortable.
It can be a little uncomfortable at first, but it's also really empowering
Right.
because it means you have the ability to change those experiences
Right.
by changing yourself, by becoming more aware of your own, patterns and beliefs.
Okay, so we've got law of attraction, the law of request, the mirror principle. What else?
Well, chapter 4 also emphasizes the importance of non-judgment.
Okay.
It suggests that judging ourselves and others,
Right.
it blocks the flow of energy,
Mm.
and it prevents us from seeing things clearly.
It's so easy to judge, though.
It is. It's a habit we've all developed, but the book encourages us to cultivate acceptance and compassion instead.
You know, to recognize that everyone's on their own unique journey
Right.
with their own struggles and triumphs.
And to extend that to ourselves, too.
Absolutely. Extend it to yourself as well.
Be kind to yourself.
Yeah. And then the book also explores the concept of abundance. It suggests that the universe is infinitely abundant, right? And that we always have access to what we need.
That's a tough one.
It is a tough one, right?
Yeah.
It's easy to get caught up in that scarcity mindset, feeling like
Yeah.
there's not enough to go around.
Right.
But the book challenges us to shift that perspective and tap into the unlimited abundance of the universe.
Okay.
And that abundance, it's not just about material wealth.
Right.
It's about love, joy, creativity, connection, purpose, all those things that really enrich our lives.
So it's about being grateful for what we have
Yeah.
and trusting that we'll always have what we need.
Exactly. It's about recognizing that you already have everything you need to be happy and fulfilled. Okay, and the book also talks about non-attachment, right?
It does. It touches on the importance of non-attachment and freedom.
Yeah.
It suggests that our clinging to things, to people, to outcomes, that creates suffering.
Letting go is hard.
It is hard, but holding on too tightly, can really cause pain. It's about releasing the need to control, surrendering to the flow of life,
Yeah.
and trusting that everything is unfolding as it should.
Okay.
It's about finding that balance between effort and surrender, between taking action and letting go.
This has been an incredible deep dive.
It has.
Feels like we've only scratched the surface.
Yeah,
But it's given us a lot to think about.
it has. So much to reflect on.
Well, listeners, we hope you enjoyed this exploration of universal laws and principles as much as we have.
Yeah, me too.
It's definitely given us a renewed sense of inspiration and empowerment.
It has. And remember, these are just a few of the insights offered in Niall Nicholson's book, All Universal Laws and Principles Governing Life. And if you're curious to learn more, we highly encourage you to check out the full text.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can find it at www.yaka.ccbooks.
Or by sending us a message on WhatsApp at +256 77 730 170.
Yeah, and if you found this conversation helpful,
Yes.
please share it with your friends, your family, classmates, anyone who might benefit from these empowering concepts.
We're all in this together, And spreading these ideas can really make a difference.
He can.
It can help create a more conscious, compassionate, and abundant world for everyone.
Beautifully said.
So until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, keep seeking the truth that resonates deep within you.
Yeah.
And remember, you have the power to create a life that's aligned with your highest vision.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive.
And we'll be back tomorrow with another episode exploring another fascinating topic.
We will.
Until then, keep learning, keep growing, and keep shining your light.